angrily yells in his face, "No, you idiot, it's Tony Blair." That's our tax laws at work. Folks, I got to tell you, we're in a pitched battle over differing political philosophies in this country right now, the likes of which we've not seen in 50 years. We have the liberals on the left who want big government control. Name your ism. Communism, Nazism, socialism, Marxism, just big government. On your right, you have conservatives who love freedom and who love free enterprise. Now the problem is, these are irreconcilable differences. Big government and freedom and free enterprise simply do not mesh. And so we have to understand what's at stake. But what's that got to do with the race for the state house, which is what I'm in? Well, there's a lot of things it has to do with it. It doesn't matter how well-meaning our discussions are on jobs, and education, and free enterprise, and our fundamental rights. If government gets too big, those issues become either secondary or irrelevant. You don't believe me? Ask people that have lived in communist China and Russia, Nazi Germany, and folks that are currently living under the Chavez regime. Those issues don't even come up. They're not even points for discussion. And we also need to understand that Washington does not have a premium on big government liberals. There are big government liberals that are officials in our state right now. And they want the same kind of control over our state that you are seeing happening in Washington right now. This whole issue about health care, that's just one of the many fights we're going to have if we're going to stand up for our freedoms and our principles. Most importantly, big government liberals want to elect big government liberals. Folks, this year's the census. Next year is redistricting. Now, Texas has the opportunity to pick up, because of population growth, between 4 and 5 new United States congressmen. The lines for those districts get drawn in the Texas House of Representatives. So this race, this cycle, is much more than a House race. It has national implications. And it's a battle between big government and free enterprise. Do you really think that our current representative is going to stand on the floor of the House and demand that those lines get drawn so that we can make sure that a conservative goes to Washington? No. He's not going to be standing anywhere near Austin if he does what he did last time. We need a conservative, folks, who's going to stand there and really promote our values. Yeah. I'm a conservative, freedom-loving entrepreneur, like many folks in this room probably are. I'm running because I believe that government should be small and efficient, not bloated, not demanding, not wasteful. I'm running because I believe in empowerment and not entitlement. I'm running because I believe that to stimulate the economy, we should reduce taxes and curtail spending so we have more money in the coffers of businesses so they can expand and hire people and create jobs. So there's more money in your pocket so you can go spend that money and promote commerce. We've already learned that just growing the size of government in an economic downturn does not promote job growth, and it does not expand the economy. We already know that. I'm running because when we face needs like roadway construction and education, that we need to look at it with an eye toward efficiency and accountability, not just always throwing more money at the problem hoping that will fix it. I'm running because I think rather than thinking government is always the answer, I'm willing to promote our district to the private sector instead of just thinking government's going to solve all our local problems. And I'm running, folks, because I'll resist the federal encroachment into our fundamental rights of life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness. We've got to understand it is a ruse, it is a guise of federal government to redistribute our wealth under the concept of being progressive and being charitable. We need to utilize the 9th and 10th Amendments more. And I fully intend to do that. We got to understand, folks, government can't give you anything that it doesn't take from someone else. So in this election, we need to ask ourselves, who is better suited to champion our core conservative values and principles than someone who embraces those principles and lives them, rather than somebody who plays footsie with big government? Adolf Hitler made an interesting observation. He said, what good fortune it is for government when people don't think.
Yeah.
Folks, we have to ask ourselves the hard questions this time. Who is going to be best suited to be our representative to champion our core values? I can tell you this much. I'll boldly stand there and say, not now. Not ever again. Not another inch. Not on my watch. I'm Erwin Kane. I'm running for Texas House of Representatives District 3. I want to thank all of you who supported me in the primary. I want to thank all of you who said you would support me in the primary. And I would appreciate your support in the general election. Thank you very much.
Make one comment to sort of coming back to the opening joke. This is not a joke, but under Tony Blair and now Gordon Brown, public spending in the UK has risen from 37% to over 50% of GDP in 12 years. That's what we're not allowed to happen here.
And that we're just seeing the beginning of that. We are going to resume with the Resolutions Committee report. Madam Chair. Resolution number 4.
You'll make them down there.
Yeah, you can stand again.
Madam Chairman, this is the recommendation of the Resolutions Committee to move to adopt this resolution on the banned use of cell phones while driving except with hands-free devices. Whereas the use of cell phones while driving is extremely unsafe and causes drivers to lose focus and be distracted, which could potentially cause injury and or harm to people and property. And whereas texting while driving is extremely unsafe and causes drivers to be distracted, which could potentially cause injury and or harm to people and property, be it resolved that we affirm that the state of Texas will ban the use of cell phones while driving except with hands-free devices. As omitted.
The motion is to adopt a resolution to ban cell phones while driving. Is there anybody that would like to speak to that, for and
With the
against?
exception of hands-free devices.
Against, is there someone to speak
With
for?
the exception of hands-free devices.
With the exception of hands-free devices. That's an important part. You want to speak
I'll speak for it.
for, and you're going to speak against. For. Stand up. Let's hear it.
Lukewarmly do I speak for this amendment.